lovely question to be asked. First is that I am Indian. I was born in India, in Bangalore, and that's the most fundamental thing about me. So I see the world through the eyes, culturally and socially. I see it through the eyes of an Indian. When I was 10, my father passed away, and from poor health, and that I think has shaped a lot of how I think about what we do, how fast we do it, how much time we have in general to do things. So I operate with a sense of urgency because I'm very aware of mortality. But then I think another thing which really influenced me was maybe when I was 13 or 14, my mother was bold enough to send me on this kind of, it was sort of like a camp, not a camp, it was like a field visit in rural Tamil Nadu in South India. And we lived there. So our first task was we were supposed to figure our way out, for the next couple of days. And the thing there was some people knew the local language Tamil and some people did not. Like I was lucky enough to know a little bit of Tamil, not very good, but at least something. And but then we all had our assigned houses, small mud houses, thatched roofs, and they had like a communal. Water area, a bore well or something like that. And so we had to do what they did for those 2-3 days. And then when we came back, we had all of these discussions on what we learned and what we experienced. But that was fundamentally like life-changing. Looking at life through the eyes of people who have had a very different historical experience. These are people from very low-caste communities who have gone through a lot historically. So at that point, thinking about poverty, development, affirmative action, what does it mean? Later on, when I was maybe how old was I? Maybe about 20 years old. I did a study abroad program in Uganda. So I was in Uganda for 4 months. My project basically was a clean water sensitization program. One day where we had a training, and one of the young women who was on the committee. She on that day didn't come or something, and I had been waiting for her, to come. And so the next time, like I think that evening or sometime, I saw her and I said, I was waiting for you. And the next day, in the morning when I get up in the house that I'm living, the whole village is talking about something. It's very peaceful. So I asked, the people I was staying with, I was like, what's going on? They said, don't you know, that same woman passed away. She killed herself. I was like, I spoke to her just yesterday. She was totally fine. Young woman, yeah? She was only about maybe like late 20s or not something like that, like quite a young person. And I said, what happened? She looked completely fine. She's been coming to these trainings, we've been talking about stuff, and she seemed fine. And they said, no, she had a really troubled relationship with her mother-in-law and, or parents-in-law or whatever. And the family situation, there was a lot of stress for her, and she couldn't handle it. And she took her life. And at that point, I was like shell-shocked because I was so amazed by the triviality of what I was doing. Like people are battling so many different things, personally, socially, economically, and all of that. And for us to come in with this arrogance that everybody has time for our, harebrained schemes and is waiting for something good to happen to them, and that we know what that good is, I think those assumptions were shaken very, very thankfully. Each of us is a complex set of things that are going on in our lives. That you have personal stuff, you have social stuff, economic issues you're thinking about, political issues, and like all of this together is what makes you you. So for you to make a decision is all of these things. So I can't just come in with a development scheme that is only about the economics of what you do if I don't understand that you're under a lot of stress from either a friend who has left you or a child who is not like listening to you or something like that. Like, fundamental to any endeavor is the people you work with. First of all, it's the person you are because of what you believe in and how strictly you will stick with, your principles and not compromise on certain things. So that's fundamental. But also associated with that is the people you build this vision with, right? And so I think that's a big lesson for me since I came to Yale is that the team of people that we have here is extraordinary. So committed, so hardworking, and so willing to sort of think creatively, but have fun at the same time. It's not that anybody should be dying doing the work. They should not be dying doing the work they do. They should enjoy every minute. And I think we have that team, and we're very lucky to be together as a team through that. If I didn't have this unconditional support of my family and my friends, and not even just support, the fact that I can say whatever I think to them, and they will give me an honest appraisal of, dude, you're deluded, or hey, that sounds like maybe there's some merit in that idea, but you need to have that circle of people whom you will do anything for and who will do anything for you to support you. And sometimes that may come at the cost of your professional, schedule. So if, for example, my sister called me, for something over a weekend that, she needed help with her children or whatever it is, I would do it. And it has nothing to do with my work or anything, but it's because that is the top priority in my life. And I would not compromise that for anything. So I think sometimes we get so carried away with, society and want to do things for others, etc. You can't do that without first honoring the people who have made you who you are and giving them the first set of time that you have at any time of day, any time of night, any time of work. And that has helped me a lot because then I'm very clear, right, in my mind. I don't have to worry, about, am I having a work-life balance? Am I, whatever else? Because I'm doing the work I do because I love it. And I'm willing to work really hard at it. But at the same time, if my first priority, my first call, my first line of duty is to my family and my friends who really believe in me.